Welcome back on the AM show. Our apologies for the late start to the show. We faced some technical challenges. But in our first story, over 120 observers have been dispatched by the Economic Community of West African States for Tuesday's election in Liberia. Now, all counties in the country will have ECOWAS presence. So far, the long-term observation team has been working with the National Electoral Commission in Liberia to resolve concerns raised by some stakeholders. Nanaya Ojima, who is in Monrovia for the election, caught up with Samuel Koku-Anyidoho of the Atta Mills Institute.
We are 2 days away from the big election in Liberia. It's the fourth consecutive election since Liberia adopted democratic rule. Today, ECOWAS is dispatching its observers to the various counties here in Liberia. And Mr. Samuel Koku-Anyidoho, a Ghanaian and a politician for that matter, is one of the observers on this mission. I'll be having a brief interaction with him about what he has picked up so far. He's been through town, he's been observing things within Liberia, Monrovia to be precise, and he's picked a few things. Let's go straight to him and have a conversation with him. Mr. Anyidoho, welcome.
Well, thank you, my brother.
How has your stay been?
Well, excellent so far.
So we are a few days away from the big election. Now we know that the UP, the Unity Party, is trying to stage a comeback in Liberia. CDC now is in power, is in control, but it looks like the UP is doing everything possible to snatch power from them. What has been your observation so far?
Well, as you are aware, I'm an ECOWAS observer from Ghana, of course under the auspices of the Atta Mills Institute, and so we are just here to observe. So like you said, today is the main deployment day. I am going with my team to Nimba County, which is about 6 hours from Monrovia. But what we've observed so far is that the security situation seems very much under control. There's no heightened security tension. Yesterday, for example, was the main campaign day, last one for the Unity Party. And throughout town, they flowed freely. You hardly saw heavy military police presence. And then, interestingly, I happened to be around the headquarters of the CDC, which is a ruling party. And there was not a single human being in CDC colors intending to stop the UP Unity Party from proceeding. And for me, I think that the general feeling is that in the build-up to the elections on Tuesday, the political parties are campaigning freely. Of course, today is also the last day for the ruling government, so the city is going to be awash with their. Yesterday it was green and white, so we observe.
Those were Nanaya Ojima's interactions with Koku-Anyidoho in Monrovia. But in our next story, the governing New Patriotic Party has disowned some 16 men who stormed and disrupted a live entertainment program on United Television Saturday night. The angry men said they were there to demand fair representation for the MPP on the show. The leader of the group said the entertainment show had turned into a political one, with the MPP and the president unfairly criticizing every Saturday evening. Well, here is a leader of the group.
I listened to the NDC.
Was able to sit here and tear our document. That is our property. We need him to render an unqualified apology. Again, the same person has insulted our General Secretary, he has insulted our Vice President, he has insulted our President. And there's nobody here to defend them. We are the youth of this country, not only the political party that we belong to, but we are the youth of this country. And we feel that it is unfair on our part. That is why we have come here and want to be part of the program. With all due respect, we respect you so much. Because the program has turned into a political show. So if you want us to move outside before they start the program and you can assure us that we'll come inside, fine. However, that notwithstanding, we expect that at least, even if you allow maybe about 3 or 4 of us to be here, and then the rest of the team or the invited guests can also join, we'll be glad to do so.
Well, the Ghana Police Service arrested some 16 of them, and these individuals will be put before court. Director of Communications with the MPP, Richard Ahiagba, says the party did not sanction the act.
I listened to the NDC statement and I read it, but I think that the NDC should not get ahead of itself in commenting on this matter. As a party, we condemn it unreservedly, and we apologize to UTV and the individuals involved in the management of the program, the panelists. We have extended that apology to them. I was there in the night, spoke to them off camera and on camera to offer our apology and to make clear that the New Patriotic Party did not sanction that activity and will not sanction that. And so therefore, our position is to say there are other ways of dealing with issues, and certainly what happened yesterday is not one of them, and we condemn it. But the point I wanted to make is relative to the NDC's assumptions that they are making. As you indicated, police are in the process of investigating this matter. There hasn't been any conclusion. There hasn't been come out with who was directing these affairs. And therefore, to begin to mention people's names and cast these aspersions as though that they know for a fact who is leading this, I think is most regrettable.
Well, on that self-same matter, the opposition National Democratic Congress has also condemned the act and is calling on the Ghana Journalists Association and civil society organizations to do same. In fact, the GJA has also condemned the act. But let's start with the National Democratic Congress. They have put a statement out there, and this is what they had to say. As you see in your shot, NDC condemns MPP's violent attack on the studios of UTV. And the National Democratic Congress has learned with utter disgust a dastardly attack that was visited on the studios of United Television last night. While the station's primetime entertainment show, United Showbiz, was ongoing, a group of uncivilized hooligans belonging to the ruling New Patriotic Party stormed the studios of UTV, disrupted the live program, and proceeded to threaten to assault the host and her guests. It later emerged that these thugs were led by the Klotikole youth organizer of the New Patriotic Party under the orders of Ernest Owusu-Bempah, a deputy director of communications, and other leading figures of the ruling party. But just to skip a bit further, it says the senseless attack we witnessed yesterday was clearly goaded by recent antagonistic posturing of high-ups in government and the MPP towards UTV and its flagship United Showbiz program. Just to end, indeed, we go down to the latter part of this statement. Okay, so it says the NDC shall be monitoring every development on this important matter and will not accept anything short of justice. It's signed by the National Communications Officer of the NDC, Sami Jimfi. Let's now get to the next statement by the Ghana Journalists Association, which also had a lot to say about the incident, pivotally when the Information Ministry responded to the incident, especially the last paragraph of that statement. We'll be bringing you the details of that statement shortly. So, per the GJA, it also reflects on the happenings of the day, but it also condemns the reaction of the Information Ministry. If you read from the ministry's May 2023 press statement, was very direct, and it refers to the earlier incident of the Dagbang FM issue. That is what it cites here. It says, the ministry described the attack as assault without any, quote, allegedly clothing. The ministry condemned the act specifically without giving it general discretion. The ministry called for severe and speedy response from law enforcement agencies to avoid future recurrence. And then it said that this incident on UTV ought to be treated the same way as the Dagbang FM incident, which involved an NDC member. It ends with, we also wish to urge media practitioners and institutions to act professionally at all times in the discharge of their duties. And that is how that statement is signed by the General Secretary of the GJA, Kofi Yeboah. And that's how we end the discussion on that front. But let's talk NSMQ now. And after an intense battle for academic supremacy, TI-AMAS established themselves as a formidable opponent over KNUST SHS to secure a spot in the 1/8 stage of the NSMQ. Now, the contest initially favored TI-AMAS, but they were faced with a setback in the second round against their city rivals, KNUST SHS. Despite the hitch, however, the real AMAS-phobians persevered, striving for a high score in subsequent rounds. While KNUST SHS fought bravely, they ultimately fell short in their pursuit of victory. My colleague Jacqueline Ansumaya has been interacting with the students after the heated contest.
Today's contest started with a lot of twists and turns, with KNUST leading. But moving on to the other rounds, we had TI-AMAS taking the lead into the third, to the fourth, through to the fifth round, and they crowned the day with some 45 points as against their nemesis, KNUST Senior High School. I have some of the old students here. He is an old student. He came to support his school. How do you feel right now?
I'm feel so excited. The contest was very tough. By the end, our boys made it through.
The boys made it through. Indeed, they made it through. Now, moving forward, we are going to the 1A stage. What should we expect from TI-AMAS?
You should expect nothing but the best, because we are very, we have courage in our boys, and I hope they are going to deliver it.
How do you feel about this?
I can't express how I feel right now, because I am really amazed, and I go with the saying, don't look down upon anyone. Don't judge a book by its cover. If we were not able to qualify last year, it didn't mean that we are not coming. This time around, we came all prepared. I told you earlier on that the momentum in us is stronger. The forces in our competitors are balanced, and they are ready to strike. And by His grace, we are on top of our feet. And it is a clear warning to them that they shouldn't undermine the power of Real AMAS, because we are strong. We want to show the world that failure is just as important as success. You cannot appreciate success if you do not know failure. That is what I want to send to my guy from KNUST, because he said that looking at us, we are not capable enough going home with the ultimate. And here we are, by His grace. I said this earlier on, that by the grace of the Almighty, we will go home and we will make our school proud, and we will make the region proud as well. Thank you.
Right, that is from Real AMAS. They are still jubilating right here. Well, as you can see, I'm still in the midst of the students of Real AMAS, and they're expressing their excitement about their win today. And as I said earlier, they won with some 45 points as against their nemesis, KNUST Senior High School. And they are saying and promising us all that we should expect spectacular performance from them in the contest. Reporting live from Sarah Mensah Hall, I am Jacqueline Ansumaya.
Well, to cap off the news, the 2023 National Science and Math Quiz is produced by Primetime Limited and sponsored by the Ghana Education Service in partnership with Goyle PLC. The broadcast of the National Science and Math Quiz on Joy News and Joy Prime is supported by Vitamilk, NASCO, German Ozone Medical Center, Royal Foam, Jamar Soap, Heritage Christian College, Virtual Security Africa, Ace Medical Insurance, Chopbox Technologies, Syntex Tank, DBS Investment Corp, Build Financial Technologies, Beta Malt, Bright SHS Kukrentumi, and Family Health University College. Well, that's how we cap off the news for this morning. Stay with us. Up next, the News Review.